Royal Caribbean, behind the scenes. How ships are prepared for guests. At 6:30 a.m., while you're still asleep in your hotel room, hundreds of crew members are already transforming a floating city that 5,000 people just vacated into a spotless paradise for 5,000 new arrivals. It's called Turnaround Day, and it's the most intense operation you've never seen. In just one day, more than 12,000 bags need to get off the ship. Food must be stocked, beds made, and bathrooms cleaned. What happens behind those crew-only doors is part NASCAR pit stop, part military precision. Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes to show you the incredible operation that makes your cruise possible. The ultimate deadline, Turnaround Day, begins. Hundreds of crew members start Turnaround Day at 6:30 a.m. before guests on board have even started disembarking. Passengers can enjoy one final breakfast on board and then must disembark the ship shortly thereafter. Royal Caribbean requires all guests to be out of their stateroom by 8 a.m. But here's what passengers don't see. While you're having that final breakfast, an army of workers is already dismantling and rebuilding the ship around you. The moment the last guest walks down that gangway, the real work begins. The logistics are staggering. The ship arrives by 7 a.m. and leaves by 4:30 p.m. That gives the crew roughly 9 hours to completely transform a vessel that's larger than most city blocks. Think about cleaning your house for guests. Then multiply that by 3,000 rooms, 20 restaurants, multiple theaters, and pools that hold thousands of gallons of water. Every single surface that guests touched needs to be sanitized. Every bed needs fresh linens. Every bathroom needs to be scrubbed. Every restaurant needs to be restocked with fresh food. And it all has to happen while supplies are being loaded, waste is being removed, and new crew members are reporting for duty. This isn't just housekeeping on a massive scale. This is precision engineering that keeps the entire cruise industry running. The supply chain miracle. Let's talk about what it takes to stock a floating city. The ships are stocked with everything that the crew and guests will need for the duration of the cruise, like more than 10,000 rolls of toilet tissue, 1,000 new light bulbs, almost 2,000 pounds of coffee, and everything in between. But that's just the beginning. On a typical 7-day Caribbean cruise, a ship might load 500 cases of beer, 200 cases of wine, 1,000 pounds of lobster, 2,000 pounds of beef, and enough vegetables to feed a small town for a week. All of this has to be delivered, inspected, and stored before the first guest steps on board. The food provisioning alone is a logistical masterpiece. Trucks arrive at the dock before dawn, carrying everything from fresh produce sourced just hours earlier to specialty ingredients for that night's formal dinner. Each item gets scanned, sorted, and rushed to the appropriate storage area. The F&B provisioning process on Turnaround Day is a meticulously planned operation that to the untrained eye looks like organized chaos. But every box, every case, every bag has been planned weeks in advance and tracked through sophisticated inventory systems that would make Amazon jealous. Fresh flowers for the dining rooms, linens for 3,000 beds, cleaning supplies for hundreds of bathrooms. It all has to arrive on the same day, at the same time, and get distributed throughout a ship that's taller than most office buildings and longer than 3 football fields. The Housekeeping Army. While supplies are flooding onto the ship, another massive operation is happening throughout every deck. The complete cleaning and preparation of guest staterooms. Then, the staff focuses on the staterooms, cleaning the room and bathroom and replacing linens, like sheets and towels. Everything is sanitized in preparation for the incoming guests. Picture this. Crew members are busy cleaning and preparing the cabins for the guests arriving on embarkation day. Usually, you have to wait until 1 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. for cabins to be ready for passengers. That means in roughly 4 hours, teams of housekeepers completely transform thousands of rooms. Each stateroom gets stripped down to the basics, then rebuilt. Old linens are removed and sent to the ship's massive laundry facility. Bathrooms are scrubbed and disinfected. Carpets are vacuumed and spot cleaned. Windows and mirrors are polished. Fresh towels are folded and arranged. New soaps and shampoos are restocked. But it's not just cleaning. Every room gets inspected for maintenance issues. Light bulbs are replaced, fixtures are tightened, and any damage from the previous week is repaired. The goal is making each room look and feel like it's never been used before. The speed and precision required is incredible. A single housekeeper might be responsible for cleaning 15 to 20 staterooms in those few hours. And every room has to meet the same spotless standard that would make a luxury hotel proud. Behind the kitchen doors. While housekeeping transforms the guest areas, the ship's massive galley operations are preparing to feed thousands of people multiple times a day for the next week. In addition to the waiters and cooks, 90 people are responsible for loading the giant dishwashers and keeping the cooking surfaces and areas clean. There are specially appointed officers who ensure that hygiene and quality standards are met during food preparation. The main galley on a modern cruise ship is larger than most restaurant kitchens on land, but it has to produce dramatically more food. On embarkation day, the kitchen staff is simultaneously preparing lunch for arriving guests, dinner for that evening, and prepping ingredients for meals throughout the week. Fresh ingredients that arrived just hours earlier are being washed, chopped, and organized. Bread is being baked in ovens that can produce hundreds of loaves at once. Soups and sauces that will be used throughout the week are being prepared in industrial-sized batches. The precision is remarkable. Every meal for every restaurant on the ship is planned weeks in advance. Portion sizes are calculated based on passenger manifests. Special dietary requirements are noted and accommodated. Even the timing of meal preparation is choreographed to ensure everything arrives fresh and hot. What passengers see in the buffet or main dining room is just the final result of an operation that started before dawn and involves hundreds of people working in perfect coordination. The laundry operation. One of the most incredible behind-the-scenes operations happens in spaces most passengers never think about. The ship's laundry facilities. The standard turnaround time for laundry on a Royal Caribbean ship is the next day by 5:30 p.m. But on turnaround day, the laundry team faces their biggest challenge of the week. Every piece of linen from the previous cruise, thousands of sheets, pillowcases, towels, and tablecloths, needs to be washed, dried, and prepared for the new guests. The industrial laundry facilities run continuously, processing loads that would take a residential washing machine days to complete. You will collect soiled linen for sorting, washing, ironing, dry cleaning, folding, and transferring to designated areas. You will also be responsible for laundering the clothes and uniforms of guests and crew members. The operation requires specialized equipment and staff who understand how to handle different fabrics and stains on an industrial scale. Fresh linens aren't just washed and dried. They're pressed, folded, and organized for distribution throughout the ship. Table linens for specialty restaurants are treated differently from pool towels. Guest bathrobes require different care than crew uniforms. The timing is crucial. As housekeeping teams finish cleaning staterooms, fresh linens need to be delivered immediately so beds can be made and rooms completed before the first guests board. The crew behind the magic. The people who make all this possible work in conditions and schedules that would challenge most land-based workers. James lived in a single room, which had one twin bed, a TV, mini fridge, small wardrobe, drawers above the bed, small desk, sink, toilet, shower, and full-length mirror. The bathroom is shared between two cabins. They still have to drill with the crew, which can mean having to wake up early 1 or 2 days a week after finishing work at 1 or 2 a.m. They also have to practice, learn new songs for passenger requests, and sometimes prepare special sets at the request of management. These crew members work for months at a time without days off, living in compact quarters while maintaining the cheerful, professional service that makes cruises special. On turnaround day, many of them work double shifts to ensure everything is ready for new guests. The coordination required between different departments is impressive. Housekeeping can't finish rooms until maintenance has completed repairs. Food service can't begin meal prep until supplies are loaded and organized. Entertainment staff needs to reset theaters and activity spaces while technical crews test sound and lighting systems. Every department depends on others, and delays in one area cascade throughout the entire operation. The teamwork and communication required to make it all work seamlessly is remarkable. The final countdown. As embarkation time approaches, the intensity increases. Final inspections happen throughout the ship. Guest services prepares for thousands of check-ins. Security systems are tested and reset. Medical facilities are stocked and staffed. Entertainment venues are prepared for the evening's shows. The all-access tour can be reserved through Cruise Planner, or on board the ship at the Shore Excursions desk, or at Guest Relations. We recommend booking in advance, as space is limited. But even these behind-the-scenes tours only show guests a fraction of what really happens during turnaround day. By the time the first guests walk up the gangway, thousands of hours of work have already been completed. Every surface has been cleaned, every bed made, every system tested. The ship that was completely occupied just hours earlier now looks pristine and ready for a new adventure. The crew members who made it all possible will spend the next week providing exceptional service, often working 12-hour days to ensure guests have amazing vacations. Then, in 7 days, they'll do it all over again. What happens behind the scenes on turnaround day is one of the most impressive logistical operations in the travel industry. It's a combination of military precision, hospitality excellence, and human dedication that makes cruise vacations possible. The next time you step onto a cruise ship and everything looks perfect, remember that hundreds of people worked through the night to make that first impression possible. From the fresh flowers in the atrium to the perfectly made bed in your stateroom, every detail represents hours of planning and preparation by crew members who take pride in creating magical vacations. What surprised you most about the behind-the-scenes preparation? Have you ever taken the all-access tour to see these operations yourself? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more cruise industry insights. Thanks for watching, and here's to the incredible crew members who make every cruise possible.